Welcome to another broadcast of the Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.
Good morning and welcome to the January 29th meeting of the Lorain County Board of Commissioners. Madam Clerk?
There are no scheduled appointments today, but under resolutions number 1, Job and Family Services bills.
So moved. Second.
Discussion. Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Investments.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Appropriations.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye, with the exception of page 10.
Transfers.
So move.
Second.
Discussion.
Yep. I had a question number 6 of 10. And I didn't run a copy of it, Jim. I'm sure you can remember it, right?
This is moving money within the Justice Center project.
There it is.
Part of the things that we've been
Thanks.
talking with the commissioners individually on, and hopefully we'll be able to bring a more mature and completed package to you soon. We're waiting on some rulings from Mr. Innes to start what we're terming phase 4 of the Justice Center, which would be dealing with the soon-to-be vacant buildings and some of the parking issues that were deleted originally from the project. We have to do environmental studies on the building for asbestos and hazardous materials and so forth before they're demoed. So we're trying to get out in front of this issue.
But which buildings are we looking at? Because I had a whole bunch of addresses on here, and I couldn't figure out.
We're looking at
It has right here.
the current domestic relations building.
Okay.
There's probably parcel numbers on there.
No,
right?
well, it has 348, 336, 308 2nd Street, 300 3rd Street, and 354 through 358 Commerce Court. So I was trying to figure out which buildings those would be.
We have the domestic relations building, which is the former Global's building. We have a small building next to it, which is our dispute resolution building right now. There's a building around back on Commerce Court, which houses solid waste and the construction manager. There's the former bank building, which has the forensic lab in it now, and then there's one across the way, which currently has the adult probation department in it.
That's the old house?
Yes.
Hazel Weber.
Adult, okay, yeah, the Hazel Weber.
Now, I don't know ultimately what's going to be recommended to the board, and I definitely don't know what you would approve. But these are prep plans that are necessary to be able to bring you a full package to begin the next phase, possibly this spring, again, depending on what we're allowed to do and not allowed to do with the current vendors that are on site. If we're not allowed to do it the way we anticipate, then we probably won't be doing it until most of the work until next spring. If we can work around some of the issues, we may be able to get it done by the end of the fall. But you've all saw some of the renderings and some things individually. We're just not prepared yet to present you with an entire package here in the public hearing. We're working on cost data, and some of the cost data will come from these types of surveys.
That question was also, and we talked about it, and John and I and Jim talked about it. My question was, were these studies done for the asbestos before we did the renovation? And it seems like that's when it should have been done. But apparently we didn't have to do it then. But we do have to have the study done when we drop the buildings. It's a little bit backwards to me, but that's the way it has to be
My concern
done.
is you got the DR building from Bobles, which they totally redone.
Right.
We have the bank building, which has been totally redone. Solid waste, we redid it ourselves.
There's been no work in the solid waste building.
Well, just in the inside, we just remodeled, put the carpet and fixed it up nice and pretty, didn't you? No?
And wouldn't you think that
I know
the
we put
study...
the carpet in.
I don't even believe the carpet
Really?
was replaced. I believe it was the existing
Must have
carpet.
voted no. And what's the other one? The dispute, yeah, that's an older building there. That was my concern, is that a lot of this stuff, I was just wondering at $20,000. I wonder if we just need is there another phase, like a phase 1 study, just to tear down buildings? I'm wondering if it could be a lot cheaper, that's all.
Well, this was a negotiated price, and we saw quotes from several people. I can go back, we can hold this to next week, it's not urgent, and I can provide you with additional data. We normally wouldn't bring something to you that hasn't been, we haven't made the eagle scream on the back of the quarter before we've agreed to bring it before the board for a decision. I don't have the data in front of me as far as how many people we negotiated with for, and we've worked with this company before.
Right, but, we dropped the Moss's building, and I don't recall us doing it.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, but how much did we spend
I think it was $5,000.
to do the study on that one?
It was,
Or I thought it was all the buildings
I'm
over
bringing
there.
that from the top of my head, but I know we did an environmental study to drop it.
And that's where we found the other asbestos, though.
Yes.
So it was all the buildings over there.
Well,
I could be wrong.
you could be right.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have immediate recall. I know we did the buildings over there. And now that you're jogging my memory, I believe we may have had an all-in price for doing most of the buildings in that corridor
Right.
there. I can go back and get you the additional information, Commissioners. And I recognize that we spent some money years ago, remembering that we had needs years ago that had to be met while we were waiting for the project, so we had no choice. And if you want to put that until the end of the meeting, I'm going to be asking for an executive session. I can provide you that information right at the end of the meeting if you want to wait, or we can do it next week. Again, there's no urgency here.
It just seemed kind of strange to me that we didn't have to do it when we renovated the buildings and people were going to be in there for a length of time, but to drop it and put it in the landfill, then we have to do it. It
Well,
just seems kind of backwards.
Well, who would you be just talking to? I don't know what kind of answers you're looking for, but with the project manager, or are you talking about, who would you talk to
You
see
have to
what
have
we would need to
specialists.
find out on the,
We know what we need. We've done this type of
Right.
demolition before. I mean, it's required that we do this type of review because before we can go out and get a quote to drop the buildings, we have to know what the content is. We have to know what we're asking the vendors to quote on to give us a price to do it. And then they have to be aware of whether there's hazardous material in the building, because then they have to deal with that when they take the building down. They'll do some of their own surveying too. But
so what information could you get back to us at the end of the meeting? That's
if
what
I can
was
get you
wondering.
who we discussed,
Miss-
sorry,
Excuse me, I think Mr. Twining wanted to contribute to the discussion.
please do.
Without belaboring this, but to Mary Jo's question, Commissioner Vacy has asked about to renovate is different than to demolish. Depending on the users, if you have children or somebody of an elder age, then the lead-based paint has to be taken care of. But the normal use with government, it would be not an issue that you would have to take care of those hazardous materials while it's in use. You can do what's called encasement or put signs up if it's a crawl space or something like that, putting people on notice that there's asbestos contained there. If it's, a lot of times asbestos is found in the mastic that holds tile down on the floor. As long as you're not making that airborne or causing it to become airborne, you can either paint over it and encase it, or you technically can put carpet over top because you're not stirring up the asbestos and making it airborne. So that's why a lot of times with the, you need to quite often go in and do a quick cursory review on this to make sure that, the level and where the asbestos is found. But typically, the renovation, it's not the problem that it is if you're going to dispose of it, because in the case of the paint and containing lead, if it's put in a landfill, then over time that will deteriorate and get into the water streams and things like that.
I understand that, Ron,
Okay.
but it seems to me like, I don't know what this study's going to entail, but I would imagine that it's going to tell us where this asbestos is, and we can't cover it unless we know where it is. So
It
how do
will
you
tell you-
renovate without knowing where it is, number one? And number two is, if the problem is solved during the renovation, you wouldn't have to worry about it after you demolish the building.
Yeah, because you
No.
can't dump it in certain
Right,
places.
you can't dump it in the landfill.
Right.
And if encapsulation was the chosen method, you still have to deal with it when
okay,
you
yeah.
tear it out.
But
You're right.
so what can you get me, what kind of information are you going to get us then?
Well, I'll get you whatever you want, because I was just going to say that I'm currently confused as to what you would like to see.
I just thought since we spent $5,000 last time, or if you could check on the last time we did this and see what was required before we dropped it,
Certainly.
and see if it matches up with what this was and the other bids, maybe we should just bid this out.
Have you not already done that?
I believe we have. I can't give you an affirmative answer because staffers were working on it.
Oh, but can you confirm if it was the same as?
I can confirm it for you
Okay.
before the end of the meeting after we go into exec.
Okay.
This could be more buildings than what we did before, too.
I don't know.
Thank you, Ron, for
Sure.
your reply.
Okay, Madam Clerk, where were we?
We have a motion, we have a second, we went into discussion, and are we going to hold 6 of 10 until after the meeting, before close the meeting then?
Yes.
Under appropriations?
Under transfers.
Transfers?
See, I wasn't even current, sorry.
Reconsider the
Yes, ma'am.
motion?
Pencil. Pardon me?
Did we want to reconsider the motion and eliminate number 6? Or table it, table number 6?
Well, who was the mover?
Mrs. Vacy?
Okay, and the seconder was?
You.
Okay.
Okay, I would rescind the motion.
Just, Mary Jo, please, just resend number 6 of 10.
Yeah, that's what I-
Exclude 6 of 10, all right?
Okay, thank
And I
you.
will agree to that. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
All
Any
right.
further discussion? Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
All right.
Advances and repayments?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
All right.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Requisitions?
So moved.
Second, with the
Discussion.
exception of 233. Or, never mind, just second, and I'll vote on it then.
Okay.
I'll be making an exception to 251.
Ms. Blair?
Aye, no exceptions.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye, with the exception of 233.
Mr. Moore?
Aye, with the exception of 251.
Travel expenses?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, I have exceptions to 72, 73, 75, 71, 70, and 132.
71, and what came after that, please?
70
132.
and 132.
Just travel, continuing education, stuff like that.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
All right. And, I don't know, I advise the media that they be getting copies of everything we look at, because they kind of get a little upset when we're talking, they don't know what we're looking at. So did you guys get everything? No? Paula? Okay. I guess a lot of people don't know what we're talking about half the time when we're talking about requisitions, advancements, transfers, appropriations, and a lot of times there could be, first of the year, it's about this tall, so we can't duplicate them all. That's all, thanks.
Bills?
So moved.
Second.
Oh, second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
All right.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
There were no personnel issues?
I think Jim has
Cordes
one.
has something?
Yes, I'd like to request an executive session for the specific purpose of talking about a current issue that is the issue of subject of bargaining with the commissioners at the end of the meeting.
That's all you want to talk about, just the bargaining?
Well, we have some new hires we can discuss if the board feels so inclined to. You have packages, so
Possible.
why don't we also leave it for
Possible
potential
new
new
hires.
hires?
Under Commissioners, number 10, amend Resolution Number 01-941, adopted October 11, 2001, to include fees for the cost of copying the Lorain County Board of Commissioners meeting videotapes. Said amendment is to include the cost of a DVD with the case at a cost of $2.50.
There's a copy of this resolution in that basket or on the back table over there for anyone that's interested in the cost, because it also includes the cost of copies, cassette tapes, videotapes. So it's back there if anyone needs it. And if anyone is not here at a meeting and would like to have one, they can certainly call us and we'll send them one.
Also move.
Second.
Further discussion?
What's the, if we're gonna be making DVDs now, we're not gonna be just making them, just at request, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, it's not
Okay.
correct. The The preferred storage medium down at the Record Center is going to be DVD.
Okay.
They take up a lot less space, they have a lot longer shelf life, they're a lot easier to handle. So one of the programs we're working on down there is that to move from the tape to the DVD, and I believe that you'll find that in the long term, that's going to be our preferred media of storage, is DVD.
No, that's fine, but I'm talking about, we're not going to be making copies for anybody who requests, unless they request the DVD. You're not going to be making 3 or 4 copies and let them sit there, correct?
Oh, no, sir, I'm sorry, it's on demand.
That's what I mean, on demand. Okay.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Number 11, opposed House Bill 292, establish minimum medical requirements in filing certain asbestos claims.
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Yes. In December, the Ohio House passed an asbestos tort reform bill, which is now being subjected to a television advertising attack campaign by a group called the Committee to Protect Ohioans. The committee's treasurer is an attorney who represents approximately 6,000 plaintiffs in asbestos exposure-related claims. House Bill 292 restricts the types of asbestos-related lawsuits that can be heard in Ohio courts and sets medical standards so that only those with lung cancer or measurable loss of lung capacity can sue. The bill also specifies a plaintiff's burden of proof and establishes limitations on corporate successor asbestos-related liabilities. House Bill 292 protects injured parties, prevents frivolous lawsuits, and curbs litigation leading to bankruptcy, so I will not be supporting this resolution. Thank you.
It's those limitations that worry me.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
No.
12, award contract to the Whitlock Group, Middleburg Heights, Ohio, in the amount of $851,346, which includes alternate number 14 and 15 for bid package 16B, courtroom technology for Lorain County Justice Center, and issue notice to proceed letter effective January 29, 2004.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr.
Jim.
Cordez?
Thank you, Commissioners. This has been a long and drawn-out procedure to get to where we are with this proposal and this bid. This is probably the final large bid package for the Justice Center. This is the courtroom technology. This is the state-of-the-art equipment that's going to go into the courtrooms. I'm pleased to inform you that we're once again under budget. We've worked very closely with the courts, their people, clerk of courts, prosecutor's office, everybody involved, to make sure that we spent the dollars wisely. And we've been able to come in under budget. We still need about $100,000 worth of computers to support this equipment. We've decided to purchase that on state term and do it outside of this bid package because we can get a better price. And our IT department is working with us on that. This will free up a little bit of money, and I will be dialoguing with both this board and the end users to try to move some of the savings into the area of data needs, which we have no budget for, and we're going to need additional servers and routers for the building. So I will be bringing back a proposal to this board to use some of the funding to support that initiative. But I'm pleased to tell you that we're approximately $200,000 under budget with regard to this bid package, which is no short measure to all the cooperative effort we've been receiving from everybody involved. And I'd like to thank them.
So the end users are fine with this? I know it was a struggle in the beginning.
Yes. They worked very diligently to bring the package in and try to bring it on cost. We were able to get some very aggressive quotes, thereby saving some additional money. We had added a little bit of money to their budget because we thought we may have needed more, but it came in better than we thought.
What was the budget? Was it $1 million?
It was $1.1 million. We went to $1.2 million.
Okay.
If we started with the original $1.1 million and we figured there's $100,000 necessary for additional computers for this package, not computer other data needs, You can see that on the original budget, that leaves us approximately about $150,000 under on the original budget and $250,000 on the revised budget.
Okay, and they're fine with that,
Fine with what, sir?
with this package?
Oh, they're fine with this package. This is everything they asked for.
Okay, good.
All right. I don't know
Because
if they're
in the
going to be
beginning,
fine about rerouting some of the money, and that's why I want to talk to them about the
Okay.
budget item. Obviously, you're the final decision on that, but I would like to continue the cooperative spirit with them and talk to them about some of this. There may be a few unmet needs that they took out in order to work with us on the budget items, and I would like to address those issues with them first before I make a recommendation to this board of how we should proceed with those funds.
Which funds are those?
Possibly using some of this money to meet on
You mean the 150,000
Right.
excess?
to meet unrealized data needs with routers and servers and so forth.
Okay. Good job.
Thank you.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
All right.
Excuse me. Under the Community Development Department, appoint and reappoint various members to the Lorain County Planning Commission. There are 2 expired seats. Terms would be effective January 29, 2004 through January 21, 2007. Appoint 1 Barbara Tate, 2 Brian Bonham, or reappoint 1 David Street as member and Al Zagonkis as alternate.
You said or.
Well,
How many positions are vacant?
there are 2.
There
right
are
now.
2?
2 expired terms as of December 31st, 2000.
Only 2.
And a reappointment.
I would like to ask that
No,
we
there are
go...
2 total.
There are 2 total. So we've been given 3 names to choose from?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Number 1, I would like to first nominate David Street for reappointment because David has already been nominated as chair and he has been conducting the meetings. And I think he was my original appointment, former zoning inspector in Carlisle Township and trustee. And David has spent a great deal of time enhancing what I feel is enhancing the activities of the County Planning Commission. So I would make that motion for David Street, if anybody would care to second it.
Are we going to do them individually?
Well, apparently we're going to have to if there's 3 people named here and there's only 2 seats.
I would like to go into executive session and discuss this issue and also number 19, because there's 4 vacancies there, and we have 6 people.
I don't think we can go in exec on a board appointment,
Yeah, you
can we?
could.
Oh, can you?
I would move to go into executive session to discuss both issues.
There's already a motion on the floor, so
Yeah,
the first
there's a
motion
motion on
dies
the floor. All right.
due to a lack of a second. No, we have a motion to go into executive session.
Is there a second to the motion to go into executive session to discuss these?
No, not me.
Well, lady and gentlemen, we seem to be at a loggerhead here. For the continuity of the operations of the County Planning Commission, I think we need to come to some sort of agreement so that we can do the business of the county. I'll again make my motion to appoint David Street.
Are these all the people that we have in the pool that applied?
For the County Planning Commission, yes.
By the way, I want to thank the media for publishing the boards in the newspaper. We are getting people sending in letters and resumes and applications, and it's really been helpful, so thank you.
Commissioner Vacy made a motion to go into executive session. I'm assuming that's dying due to a lack of a second. Now we
Neither
have
of
a
us
motion
seconded
on the
that.
floor to
Now I have again motioned
go
that-
to, as David Street as a member.
of the Planning Commission.
Is there no second? That has
Then I'll
died due
make
to a
a-
lack of a second.
I'll make a motion to appoint Barbara Tate and Brian Bonham on the 2 expired terms for the Lorain County Planning Commission.
I noticed that you have made 2. I would
Okay,
second.
let me back.
I
let
would
me-
second one of those.
Okay. Which one?
Brian Bonham.
Okay.
Are you making a motion to appoint Brian Bonham?
Is that more like we made a motion, you seconded just one of those, so now we have a
Well, I guess I'm just asking.
first and a second?
No, I would take yours as a die due to lack of a second, so therefore we're back on the table to make a motion.
Then I'll
to
make a
appoint.
motion to appoint Brian Bonham to the
And I'll
Lorain
second
County
that.
Planning so we can get going.
And I'll second that.
Okay.
Any discussion on that one? Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mrs. Vacy?
Aye.
Okay, now we have one of 2 members.
I'll make a motion to approve Barbara Tate as the Lorain County Planning Commission to fill the last expired seat available.
I would just like to publicly say that I have a great deal of respect for Barbara Tate, who's here this morning. She is a Sheffield Township zoning inspector, I believe, and therefore I think it would be better if she were not actively appointed to the Planning Commission, even though I believe that there's no
Conflict.
conflict. I think it just would be better public practice, so I will not second that. I'd like to again move to appoint David Street.
I already got a motion, though. I'm waiting for it to
Well,
die.
I'm looking at Mary Jo.
I'm just waiting for mine.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at Mary Jo, and I'm not seeing,
Well, I see Barbara Tate is on the mental health, too. She's one of the applicants for mental health.
yes, she is listed there, so.
I don't think she wanted to be on that one. I think I put that on there. Didn't I? I think her qualifications are better served in the Planning Commission, so.
I take it there is no second for that
Well-
motion, so it's die due to lack of a second?
I would like to hear from Barbara. I didn't see her resume, and I'd like to hear her qualifications.
Thank you for
Morning,
allowing
Barbara.
me to speak. Good morning. I have went to Ohio State this summer, or all last year, for subdivisions. I've studied the subdivisions, the conservations, and several other matters that would pertain to the Planning Commission. I've also been talking with Mr. Twining on a few of the matters that would come before the board, and I feel that I am qualified to sit on that position. I have also went to Lorain Community College to read blueprints, so I would appreciate being put on that board if I possibly could. And there is nothing that would be a conflict of interest as secretary for the zoning department.
Thank you, Barbara. And I agree that there's not a conflict. I just thought that in view of David Street's past service to the Planning Commission and the fact that they have already named him chair for this year, I mean, last week, I think Mr. Twining sent out a letter congratulating him. I think it puts the board in an embarrassing position to say that, well, thanks, but no thanks.
How long has he served on that board?
I think he just has had one term, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have recollection, Mr. Twining? It's just his first term.
I believe he filled an unexpired term, and I don't remember whether he's been appointed for 3 years on his own, or whether he served like 2.5, and this is the time he's up. But it's been 2.5 to 3.5 years, something like that.
I will again nominate David Street.
I think we've got a motion.
We do. Which one is this one?
Mine.
What was yours?
Barb
Barbara
Tate, and then Commissioner Vacy asked her to speak.
I
and
apologize.
So we're still waiting.
I know I spoke with you before, Barb, and you did really do, I guess you went to school, actually, hoping that you would be on this board. And I think that you would be a real asset to the board. I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Nay.
Number 14, authorize Lorain County Board of Commissioners to provide down payment assistance for Samantha Starr Dembach, 321 East Herrick Street, Wellington, Ohio, in the amount of $2,700, payable to American Eagle Escrow to be paid from account 22404-2601-490105, down payment assistance rehab. There will be a lien placed on this property in the amount of $2,700.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Ms. Blair? I'm sorry,
Aye.
Mr. Moore. Ms.
Aye.
Vacy?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
And I want to make this clear, no offense to David Streets, but I know how much time and effort that Barb has put into her studies for this position.
And with all due respect, Commissioner Vacy, David Street has spent a like amount of time familiarizing himself with the issues of the county as well. So it's a matter of choice. It's a personal choice, and we're each entitled to make that.
Number 15, award various contracts for homeowners to receive emergency home repair assistance from Lorain County Community Housing Improvement Program for fiscal year 2003 to be paid from account 22403-2601-450201 repair. One is to Kaminsky Roofing, Inc., Elyria, Ohio, in the amount of $2,400 for window replacements due to weatherization problems for Dale D. Moss and Helen Eagle, 139 East Lake Court, LaGrange Township. 3 quotes were received, this being the most responsive. And 2, Burge Building Company, Inc., Lorain, Ohio, in the amount of $951 for a window replacement due to weatherization problems to Sandra Berkey, 15347 Wheeler Road, LaGrange Township. 3 quotes were received, this being the most responsive.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Under the engineer, accept improvements on behalf of Columbia Township trustees and enter into 1-year maintenance guarantee for Cobblestone Number 2 subdivision, Columbia Township. David Gill is the developer. The developer has constructed the concrete pavement and storm sewer system, and the county engineer has approved the 18 sublots, and fees have been paid. The plat for Cobblestone is recorded as follows. Cobblestone Trail with number T-272 extending easterly from Station Road, County Road 61, a distance of 1,228.12 feet or 0.233 miles, and Sandstone Trail with number T-273 extending northerly and easterly from Cobblestone Trail T-272, a distance of 782.87 feet or 0.148 miles.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Under the sanitary engineer, extend the agreement between the Board of Commissioners and Lorain County Engineer Kenneth P. Carney for the county engineer to serve as sanitary engineer effective retroactive to January 1st, 2004.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Lorain County Community College, reappoint David W. Lococo as a member to Lorain County Community College Board of Trustees effective January 29, 2004 through January 28, 2009.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
No.
Under the Mental Health Board, number 19, appoint various members to Lorain County Board of Mental Health effective January 29, 2004. There are a total of 4 vacant positions available. 3 will fill unexpired terms expiring October 17, 2005 and June 30, 2006, and 1 will have a new term expiring January 28, 2008. 1, David Arendano. 2, Adrian Batista. 3, Diana Lindsay. 4, Diana Vanio. 5, Barbara Tate. And 6, Gladys McIntosh.
Madam Chair, would it be appropriate to vote on these individually?
If you would so like.
Could I make a motion to appoint Gladys McIntosh to the Lorain County Board of Mental Health?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
I'm happy.
I'll move to appoint Diane Vanoy, Diana Lindsay,
Second?
and Adrian.
Oh, are you doing one at a time or all of them?
Adrian?
Adrian, I was doing 3 more.
Oh,
I was moving up
sorry.
and doing 3. That's not going to fly?
I'll second.
Okay, so then,
Further
thank you, Mary
discussion?
Jo. So I move Diane.
That's quick.
Diana,
next
and
3.
Adrian. Okay.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
So the 2 people out of the 6 are then
Number 1
David
and 5.
Arredondo and Barbara Tate.
Want 25.
We square?
Correct.
Okay.
Under the mental retardation and developmental disabilities,
Excuse me, which are going to be the unexpired and which the vacant?
Teresa will figure that out.
I think the
Well, it'll
first
be the
one that
first
was voted
three.
on, the first one that was voted on, if it'd be appropriate, should be the vacant, and the 3 that you just voted on should be, just to make it easier, don't you think? Because it says 3 will fill unexpired terms expiring the 5th, and 1 will have a new term expiring January '08. Want to do it that way?
That's fine with me.
Okay. Do we need to motion that, or, okay,
that's how I was planning on doing it.
okay.
Thank you,
You're
Teresa.
welcome.
Excuse me.
Sir?
I'm sorry if I could comment. My name is Timothy Williams. I am the chair of the nominating committee for the Lorain County Board of Mental Health, and we would like to thank you all. We went through a very extensive process to make our recommendations to you all, trying to circumvent some voids we've had in terms of diversity, and your appointments coincide with our efforts, so thank you very much.
And thank you for your time and effort in bringing those names forward to us, together with background information. It's been very helpful.
Thank you.
Authorize Lorain County Mental Retardation and Developmental Disabilities Facility located at 1091 Infirmary Road, Elyria, Ohio, be renamed the Ellen L. Painter Administration Building in honor of the sizable contributions she has made to the welfare of Lorain County children and adults with special needs. Dr. Ellen L. Painter will retire January 31st, 2000. Should be 4. Not 3.
Dr. Painter is here.
She's here.
Yes, first of all, I would so move that we
I'll second.
officially approve this. And then I would like to acknowledge Dr. Payne's presence and ask her if she would like to come and make some comments to this board regarding her long tenure of service to Lorain County.
I really don't have comments, plural, but I would like to say that I'm honored that you've given me this recognition for a job I have truly loved for the last 30-plus years, and I thank you very much, and I'm very touched. I appreciate it.
And
Dr. Painter,
we certainly thank you.
a special thanks from the board for your diligence, patience, and your kindness and love. And you've helped many people in the county, and I wish you Godspeed in whatever you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming this morning. Madam Clerk?
Mrs. Vacy?
Aye.
Excuse me, Mrs.
Aye.
Blair.
Oh.
Mr. Moore.
Okay.
Ms. Vacy.
Now, it's all official now.
Yeah.
Under the Port Authority, 21, reappoint Dr. Roy Church as member to Lorain County Port Authority effective January 29, 2004, expiring December 31st, 2008.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Under the Sheriff,
Madam Chair,
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr.
that
Twining?
expiration date should be December 31st, according to the Ohio Revised Code, I believe, of '07 rather than '08. It's 4 years by the ORC, I think.
well, that's
I think there were 2 changes. I think it first came out '07, and then it went
correct.
to
And then I
08.
got a call from Mr. Johnston at Community Development, told me to change it to 08, so that's why it was changed to 08, and that's,
Judicial appointments are staggered, and any subsequent appointments are for 4 years.
It's 4 years, so it'd be '04, '05, '06, and all of '07. Okay.
It's the same thing. You're missing 1 day here, so let's just.
Under the Sheriff, authorize Lorain County Sheriff to participate in the FY04 Bulletproof Vest Participation Program and apply to the Bureau of Justice Assistance for the purchase of 2 bullet resistance vests. This program allows states and units of local government to receive up to 50% of the cost. Per the labor agreement with the deputies union, bullet resistance vests are to be purchased for all members of the bargaining unit whose duties necessitate the use of such vests. Authorize the sheriff to submit this application via the internet no later than April 1st, 2004.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion.
Yeah, how come there's only 2 vests? I know we bought 50 last year, year before, and this year we're only getting 2.
Morning, Commissioners. The federal government requires that you put down a number. And I thought if we had 2 guys retire this year, that we'd replace the 2. So I picked 2. Deputy Dean Fisher actually is going to be retiring at the end of this month. So that'll be.
So what do you do with the vests when they retire?
They're form-fitted to the officers. I mean, if
Are
we can
they?
hire somebody the exact weight and height.
So you throw, so actually they're thrown away?
Well, no, they don't get thrown away. We keep them, like in our army room, and if we can find somebody that it fits, but that's the thing. I mean, they're form-fitted to the officers because, they're all different sizes. And like you say, I think it was good that the commissioners last year, took this problem on. Now we're good for 5 years as far as replacing them all.
They
So
last
that-
5 years?
Yes, they're about a 5 year shelf life on them.
Okay, and I understand that the other 50% is going to come out of your budget.
Yes, and what that is really, we don't get a lot of money back from them. We apply for this grant every year, and they go to the smaller localities first and give them the full amount of money. Unfortunately, we can't use the whole county population, we just use the township population, so we don't get a lot of money back from them, I can tell you. But this is just, it doesn't cost anything to us. It just defrays whatever, the cost is to the county.
Oh, what's the 50%?
Well, it says 50% that they'll pay up
It
to.
says up to.
Oh, okay.
I think last time, I don't know if you remember when we applied, we bought all the vests, we got like $50.
All right.
Okay,
So
thanks.
it's not a lot of money, yes. Thank you.
Do we have a
Mr.
motion?
Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Mr. Cortez, County Administrator?
No reports or comments this morning, thank you.
Mr. Ennis, Assistant County Prosecutor?
I would like to request an executive session to discuss the appeal regarding the local government funds, and that would come under pending litigation.
Thank you.
Commissioners report.
Commissioner Vacy?
It looks like Commissioner Moore has something going for himself over
I'll
here.
wait.
Well, we're curious.
Yeah.
Knows these words.
I'll wait.
You going to warm it up a bit?
I'll just wait until my turn. No, I'm okay.
Okay, well, anyway, I talked with some of the bus drivers from the transit, and I thought it would be good to have a meeting because I think they have a lot of input that we all need to hear. And I've asked Kathy to check around to see where we can meet. And it's really hard to find a place free. It's terrible. We called restaurants, and you have to buy like $25 worth of food, or the participants or whoever's coming, and then that pays for the first hour. Then the next hour is $15 or something like that. But anyway, the college gave us the best offer, and I think that was something like, what, $5? $5.50? So anyway, I'd like to schedule a meeting, and I talked with Pat Gallagher, and Pat will send out letters to all the bus drivers and let them know when we're going to meet and the time and place. But I would like for all of us to hear the same thing at the same time.
Well, I think that's a little premature.
Well, I think we need to get the input. Not only that, but I think the bus drivers will feel less isolated if we do have a meeting and just come out with some common visions that we might have and get some input from where they stand and how we can better the system. But anyway, for $5, I mean, I'll pay it if you, but I would like to have the entire board there, or
If it's necessary to
Jim?
have a public meeting, we have a public room here. But I think that
But
the
they-
issue is premature. Jerry, do you have any comments on this?
this has to be on a Saturday, because talking to the bus drivers, they close down at 4:30 on Saturday. Otherwise, you can't get them all there. Has to be Saturday after 6, or around 6.
Well, my only concern is that those bus drivers are not our employees. They are employed by a private company. And I'm not sure what the topic of the discussion would be, but I would think out of courtesy to that employer, we should probably discuss it with them also before we take those kinds of steps.
With the
Well,
employer?
Well, I look at it this way. If a group of people want to talk to the commissioners, I don't have a problem with that. But if the three of us all meet at one time, that's a public meeting. And,
So no biggie.
Well, it's a biggie because we have to announce it and we have to. So I don't have a problem meeting with the bus drivers. I mean, I don't have a problem with that at all. And I don't see why not we just do it in here.
Because it has to be on Saturday at around 6 o'clock, and I'd hate to open up the building on a Saturday when we could go to the college.
Building's open anyway, isn't it? Or we
On
can get it
Saturday?
open, couldn't we, from the maintenance guys?
You own it, Commissioner.
I don't own it.
The public
You're the-
owns it.
There, with the custodial.
You're the
Yes.
custodian of the
There
building
you
for
go.
the public.
But actually, it costs more to open this building up than it does for $5 to go to college.
Well, that's fine.
And we have
I
to
mean,
have an employee here to open it. It just seems to me like, and I selected the date of February 21st at 6 o'clock. And I don't know why we would have to,
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
I mean,
But I don't, as long as
I'd
we're not
like
using
to hear
county
from-
funds to pay the $5.50, and as long as it's a meeting and the three commissioners are invited to a meeting, then that's fine. I mean, I don't see what the,
I still think it's premature. I don't think that
we're only a
it's
month
appropriate.
away. We're only a month away, Betty, from taking it over.
Well, I still think it's premature.
yeah, if the bus drivers want to have a meeting at 6 o'clock on the 21st and invite the three commissioners, what are you looking for?
I'm asking you, I'm inviting you, I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm inviting you, and I'd like for Jim to be there to hear what they have to say.
I don't know, on a Saturday night. I know I'll be out of town that weekend, so I won't be back till Wednesday, so I know I can't attend, so.
Well, then we'll
Well,
take,
that's real
I know,
convenient, so
so-
then I am not
Well, I'm all
coming
for
to... No, we're not going to do that. Sorry.
I tried.
anyway, it's okay if we were to pay the $5 or whatever the cost is for the college. Are you in agreement with that?
I am not.
No, I don't see why we have to pay money to attend a meeting.
For the use of the room?
$5?
Yeah.
You-
For
You said you could
for
come
an
up
hour?
with that. You said you could come up with that.
$5.50? Per hour, so the most could be
person?
is 11
Is it
bucks.
per person? Oh,
We seem to have various different,
you said you were going to pay for it.
I'll pay
ideas.
for it,
Okay,
it doesn't
then-
bother me.
Okay, that's fine then. Let's see.
Okay, I'll pay for it.
Okay.
Can I pay for it in advance? Or do they have to send me a bill?
Well, why don't you can discuss that.
All right, anyway, that was one of the
Can you get
issues.
us information on that, though? Like a proper... is it
Why?
gonna be
You don't
proper?
want the information.
Well,
You-
no, I might,
Or you'd be there.
I might send somebody else for me, that's all.
All right. February 21st, because they're holding the date for us at 6 PM. And again, I want to thank the media for publishing the board meetings. And we get these bulletins from CCAO, and I think that the public is going to be interested in a lot of these, so we're putting them on the back table from now on. It's legislative issues that are on either in the House or the Senate.
is that all of your report, Commissioner Vacy?
Oh, I thought there was something really interesting in the last bulletin, and that is, it's just kind of out of the ordinary, Senate Bill 183, and it was recently introduced, and it's to adopt the hamburger for the official food for the state of Ohio. I thought that was kind of interesting. That's all I have, thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Vacy. Commissioner Moore?
Yes, yesterday...
I'm dying to see what you've got. You can tell us about it?
Yeah, yesterday, I went to a meeting called the Ohio City and County Management Association. I didn't see Jim there, but that's okay.
Jim was at ODOT.
I know, that's trying to give, we were both down in Columbus, but we didn't hook up, thank God. But anyway, he had his little crew, he took everybody down for ODOT, had some good meetings. I got the joy to go meet a lot of his fellow administrators throughout the state of Ohio. It was a good meeting, and they awarded, we were one of the recipients of the intergovernmental, well, let me read it. Basically, they gave us an award honoring the Board of Commissioners for the 5 Main Street groups for the intergovernmental cooperation. So there was, for the whole state of Ohio, I think that was a pretty nice recognition for our efforts to help keep the downtowns vibrant. They had some nice kind words for us, and it was a neat group of people. Jim said they were, and so it was fun to hang out and be the only elected official in the room, because everybody else sent somebody else, and I thought it'd be fun to go down and meet some of his comrades in arms. So it was a good meeting. So they said they might come up here and even give us something.
That's beautiful.
It was kind of neat. So.
Well, thank you for representing us.
Well, I want to let Jim now.
Scheduled
I'm gonna
February
let
5th.
for when February 5th. They'll be up for
At
February
10:15.
5th. I'll let Jim kind of talk about how we received this award through Ron. How's that?
Well, thank you, Commissioner. As you know, we have tried to put the county's best foot forward with the initiatives that the board's made, and Mr. Twining's department has been fantastic. Normally, I'm short on time, and I send these things over to Ron's department and ask that his people fill it out and send it in. We learned a couple years ago, if we don't nominate ourselves, nobody else does. I don't feel guilty about nominating the county and bringing forth our own initiatives, but a review committee looks at what we've done and they weigh the merit of what we've submitted, and we continue to receive awards for our initiatives here in Lorain County, and it's a very positive sign that some of our issues are on the right track. And this one was especially pleasing to me because it was from a group of my peers that we submitted for, and they recognized this board for their stellar work, and I want to congratulate you personally for that. Thank you.
And after this, they'll be moving us towards the national. We'll be up for the running for the national award too now. So it's kind of nice to be recognized once in a while for positive issues.
Yeah, NACO does this too, and last year we got awards from NACO. Hopefully this year we'll get even more because there's a larger category. So that's always an honor too. Well, thank you for going down and getting it for us.
Thank you. Anything else?
That was all.
All right. Teresa?
Old business?
None?
I have none.
New business?
None here.
Number 1, support CCAO to expend $5,000 towards the fundraising initiative for the new Ohio 4-H Center.
So move.
I have mixed emotions about supporting this. So, Commissioner Vacy, since you're on the CCAO board, I think you need to vote your conscience however it is, regardless of what your board back here.
Thanks.
So,
That's a nice rally.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Motion died due to a lack of second. Board correspondence.
I move the reading be waived.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Public comment.
Anyone wishing to address the board, please state your name and spell it if it's a difficult one.
Shirley R. Johnson, Oberlin. I want to express my objection to hamburger being chosen as the food of the state, and also an objection to all the pork bills that are passed.
You can write to them.
Thank you, Shirley.
I think Shirley's right there saying they should change it to pork since that's the biggest one running around.
Mr. Twining?
Commissioners, if I might, I'm happy to announce, and we will have this handouts for the commissioners as well as for the future meetings in the back of the room, but you had asked us in December to put together with the purchasing department a program to let local vendors know how they can participate in government procurement and bidding process. We are, with Yvonne's help, Brian Barker has put together a program. We are announcing today that that will be held on March 12, 2004, and it will be at 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. It's a free workshop. There is a person by the name of Bob Finn that is coming up here in order to put this program on, and it will be, we will send out about 1,000 invites to contractors that we think will be the first cut that will take advantage of this, but we also will invite anybody to attend that's interested. The program will be held at least tentatively in our office. We are asking, if you want, call ahead and make reservations. If not, we will, if it's too many respond, we will move over into this room. But that is Friday, March 12th, so we are moving forward with that request from the commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Yvonne. Can you also include small manufacturers of different products and some maybe wholesale outfits,
We plan to do
companies?
this 3 or 4 times. This is the first one out, and yeah, we are breaking them down by what used to be called the SIC code. I'm old school, I don't remember what the new initials are, but it's by similar types of businesses. So we will do this several times during the course of the year. This is just the first one.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, and thanks on behalf of all the businesses in the county that'll benefit from it.
My name is still Robert Kish, 8 C's. And I've got this little essay maybe I've written. America will remain the land of the free only so long as it is the home of the brave. We must not forget the sacrifices others have made so that we are able to stand in this room and speak freely. You must never forget that freedom isn't free. The local newspaper reports of one such brave soul who graduated from Vermilion High School, Sergeant Bisley. He lost his life in Iraq. If, and this is a big if, a flag memorial is built in Elyria honoring these servicemen, he will not be able to salute these flags. Another soldier from Wellington was injured. What will it take to get the commissioners, who are building a $50 million justice center, to inflated egos, to spend peanuts to honor those who serve and will serve honorably? If you really recall, they voted down by a 2-to-1 vote a landscaping bid on the Justice Center because it was too low. Local veterans have been trying for 10 years to place a memorial in Elyria with no visible progress. There is no room in Elyria City Park. It reminds me of a day long ago when a man and his pregnant wife could find no room at an inn. God bless these veterans and others like them. We sacrifice our tax dollars so that others may have a deluxe office in the sky. Lorain County officials and Elyria City officials are either unwilling or unable to erect a simple Lorain County service flag memorial. LaGrange, yes, LaGrange, has accomplished this feat for their veterans. Many areas have no memorial, so by having this county memorial, a county memorial, county-wide memorial, built for all Lorain County veterans, situated between the old historic court building and the new Justice Center, you could stand behind the recently cast bicentennial bell, if placed properly, and view the flag memorial sited between the two buildings, the old courthouse and the new Justice Center. Do you still have the nerve to call this slap at Lorain County veterans justice? How much lower can we lower our standards of decent respect to our veterans past, present, and future? Do you know, I went to the Army recruiters, and I got a shock. They are not allowed to attend a meeting such as this in uniform. Yes, we're losing a lot of our freedoms, and because people do not attend these meetings, that is why we are losing our freedoms. Slowly. When a military man who might be sent overseas can't appear, that's bad. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid in remembrance of deeds done, being done, and deeds that will be done by men of courage. Someone once said, a coward dies 1,000 deaths, while a brave man only one. I wish to congratulate Karis Howard for her essay. As long as there are young people like her who love America and do not consider America the great Satan, there is hope. As long as there is hope, there will be freedom. Let freedom ring in the new courthouse and throughout our nation. To all service members, I salute you. In Marine terms, you symbolize Semper Fi.
Thank you, Mr. Kish. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the board?
I like that idea. I think that's a great idea to put a memorial up between the courthouses.
I've talked about it before, but it's like everybody's deaf in this room.
Maybe we can talk to the Veterans
Well,
Agency?
No, we've talked about offering county property over here for the veterans.
We have.
And we've done many discussions, and...
But what a beautiful
you were
sight would
here-
be
you
between
were
the two
here- yeah, but
courts.
Bob, you were here when we did these things. Was it 18 months ago? I'll let Jim go. I just want him to sit back and calm
As
down
a
bit.
16-year military
I just want you
vet,
to just calm down a little bit.
I take a little bit of exception to some of your comments here in the room. Okay, this board has not disregarded veterans. This board has been supportive of veterans. We have been in touch with these groups. We have worked with these groups. You insinuate there that this board doesn't and this county doesn't, and that is completely and totally inaccurate and not factual. And you should be careful about the statements that you make in regard to this issue, because I take the veterans issue very seriously personally, and this board should be upset at your comments, Mr. Kish.
And I do take them personally. I served 4 years honorably, and I am not ashamed of it.
As chair, I believe that will be the end of the discussion. Thank you for your attendance. Anyone else who wishes to address the board? I move we go into executive session to discuss the purposes outlined by the county administrator and the assistant prosecutor.
Second. Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.
Unsightly litter is often the result of well-intentioned people like you and me being careless at the curb, around business areas, and at work sites. Lucky the Ladybug, Ohio's first lady of litter prevention, says nobody wants to live or work around trash. Litter lowers property values and it's costly to clean up.
Keep Lorain County beautiful. Put the lid on trash.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright